Well, hello there. Come walk with me. Today I am going to continue sharing what I have learned about overcoming the experience of being recorded or recording myself on video. In my original video, I learned a few things. I don't sound as bad as I thought I did. I don't look as bad as I thought I did. And I didn't act as ridiculous as I thought I did. And so I was very pleasantly surprised about it. Today I'm going to share more about what I learned about overcoming the fear of being on camera, of recording yourself. The first thing I want to share with you is, and this goes back to being inspired by Rob the Maritimer and Adam Duke. They are relatively new content creators, way ahead of me, but still not super popular, but they're on their way. And they inspired me. And one of the things they said was, you just have to just start. If you don't start, you're going to come up with all of these reasons why you can't start. You're going to try to overly prepare yourself. You're going to try to consume all of this education on how to do it. You're going to basically become frozen. You're going to have paralysis by analysis, and you're never going to start. And I can guarantee you that when you initially record yourself, you learn way more in the first 10 minutes of recording yourself about overcoming the fear of recording yourself than you will with 10 hours of preparation. It's just one of those things where experience far outweighs any type of classroom education. And not necessarily classroom, you know what I mean, just the theory part about it, the education portion of overcoming your fear of recording yourself. It's one of those things. I'm getting distracted by a dragonfly. It's one of those things where, yeah, experience, or rather the theory, the classroom doesn't hold a candle to experience. What I have also learned more about was imposter syndrome. So I was struggling with imposter syndrome when I first started recording YouTube videos. All these thoughts were going through my mind, like, who is going to watch this? Who am I to think that I can make money recording YouTube videos for other people, helping people out with YouTube videos? And what I learned from other new content creators is that it's kind of something that you never really get over. Imposter syndrome. It's like a dragon that you have to continuously slay over and over again. And I'm hoping it becomes weaker over time. But if famous historical figures like Maya Angelou and Albert Einstein are anything to go by, it is that you can become famous for your literary works. You can completely change how scientists think about time and space, and you can still suffer from imposter syndrome, because those two did. Maya Angelou, now I'm paraphrasing, she wrote something to the effect of, she was still afraid that somebody would find her out, that she's just like this con person or something. And Albert Einstein said similar things. So imposter syndrome is something that a person will continually struggle with. I am going to do more research into imposter syndrome and see if there are ways that a person can mitigate imposter syndrome, mitigate the effects, or completely eliminate it altogether. Oh, well, that's all I really have today on my continued learning and overcoming my fear of recording myself. What I can say is, even today, well, let me go back a little bit. So after I first recorded those 3 or 4, it was 4 YouTube videos, I was absolutely thrilled. I put myself on YouTube. I was showing certain friends. They were shocked, they were surprised. One person said, "Oh, that's really cool." And I got a huge thrill out of that. I don't know if that's like the dopamine or serotonin or what, but I was totally jazzed. I felt on top of the world. My motivation was an 11. My excitement was an 11. I was just like thinking, oh, I can go full steam ahead with this. I have all the energy and drive that I need. Well, over the course of a week, those things began to diminish. And my fear and my imposter syndrome began to creep in again. So I wrote down ideas for more content, and I'm out here recording. But it took me a lot. It took me a lot of energy. I really had to push myself to get out here and start recording again. And once I began, then it was downhill. But it was just surprising to me that I could have all of these positive effects, psychological effects, from uploading my first few videos, and then I'm back at square one psychologically with releasing content for the next week. Not completely at square one, because I'm not going to say it was as difficult as the first week, but it was way more difficult than I thought it would be. So I'm going to continue to explore how to work through these resistances, and whatever I find, I will share with you guys. If you want me to continue sharing what I find on that particular topic. All right. Once again, that's all I have to say about that. Thanks for watching.